Hey guys and girls, this is Crystal, and today I'm going to be talking about something really personal to me. Today I'm going to be talking about body-focused repetitive behaviors, or disorder. Based off of the title, you could probably tell that this video is going to be a little bit more serious than my other two videos. Basically, I just want to sit with you guys and talk about some things. I have this condition, well, let me back up. Several years ago, I was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder. I started going to a therapist, mostly because my parents were fighting a lot and they wanted to see if therapy would help them. So they put us in therapy as well, my sister and I in therapy as well, to see if it would help us. My therapist, she realized that I had traits of someone with obsessive compulsive disorder and other anxiety-ridden conditions. That was when I was about 10 or 11 years old. Now I'm 18. Since then, I've been diagnosed, again, like I said, with generalized anxiety disorder, chronic depression, trichotillomania, dermatillomania, dermatophagia, and other things as well. Now you're probably wondering, what's a body-focused repetitive disorder? Basically, a body-focused repetitive behavior is, it's basically, here, let me read the definition. A body-focused repetitive behavior is an umbrella term for impulse control behaviors involving compulsively damaging one's physical appearance or causing physical injury. The way that my anxiety manifests is in two ways. Basically, I pull my hair out. Yes, I pull my own hair out. I don't shave it. I don't compulsively cut it, which that is another condition. I literally take my fingers and I pull my own hair out. And I also pull the skin off of my fingers around my nails, my nail bed, which is why I have all of these bandages on today. So every single one of these fingers, I pulled the skin off, and a majority of them started bleeding. I picked them to the point that they started bleeding. Now you're probably wondering, why would you do that to yourself? Like, is that self-harm? Like, that's probably gross. And aren't you getting diseases? And your hands are disgusting. Why would you put those in your mouth? And all kinds of crazy stuff like that. Well, when I started picking up my skin, that was after I started picking up my hair. So let's start with my hair. My hair used to go down to about here, roughly. That's what I looked like when about roughly, I'm 18 now, that's what I looked like that picture is when I was 13. So when I was 13, I had hair that went to about here. And that was when I was in about the 8th grade. And that's when I started pulling my hair out. I don't remember why I started pulling my hair out. I can't give you a concrete day when it started. I can't tell you what I was feeling when I started pulling my hair out. All I can tell you is when I pulled it out, after I pulled it that first day, I haven't stopped. It's been years. And basically, the way that it works is that I look for hairs in my, head that feel different than the other ones. So like, if they feel a little bit more curly or kinky or just different, then I don't want them there. It's basically like an OCD thing, which is why body-focused repetitive behaviors they're kind of like OCD, but not quite. But basically, I find a hair that's different than the others that I don't want in my head for whatever reason, and then I pull it out. And a lot of people ask me if this hurts. Sometimes it hurts, usually it doesn't. I'm only pulling one hair at a time, so it's not like I'm pulling out like chunks of hair necessarily. Sometimes that happens, but usually it doesn't. If I'm really, really anxious, it's possible that I will pull out chunks of hair, and that definitely hurts. But usually I'm only pulling out one hair at a time. So no, it doesn't hurt as much as you think it would. Do I encourage you to go try it now? Absolutely not. But I'm telling you that it doesn't hurt. For most people, trichotillomaniacs, aka tricksters, people that pull their hair out, they're gonna tell you, no, it doesn't hurt. When I find a hair that I, don't appreciate, I go ahead and feel around, make sure that's what I want to pull out, and then I just pull it out. Sometimes I put the hair in my mouth, and sometimes I just throw it on the floor or on the ground or whatever. A lot of people think that's really odd. Basically, I just want to feel the texture in my mouth, on my tongue. It's very odd. I'm probably gonna get a lot of hateful comments about this, but I'm just sharing what happens to me, so please be gentle. But I take the hair, either put it in my mouth or throw it on the floor or in the trash can or whatever. And then the cycle repeats. The reason why I pull my hair out is because I have a lot of anxiety pent up. And the more anxious I get, the more I pull. So the reason why I pull my hair out is because it relieves the anxiety. And you're like, how does pulling out your hair relieve anxiety? Well, the way that it works for me, it's kind of like taking a drug or, doing something. It's basically doing something that temporarily relieves the pain, and then it comes back just as fast as it started. So I'll pull the hair out, and then I'll feel better. I'll feel great, actually. I'm just like, yes, I got this gross hair out of my head, like that I didn't want anyway. Now I look better, and now I feel better, and then about 0.3 seconds later, I feel terrible because it's like, what did I just do? I just pulled my hair out of my head. So then I feel bad again. So I need something to make me feel better. So then I pull another hair, and then I feel a little bit better again. But then it comes rushing back, and it happens over and over and over and over again. So the more I pull, usually the worse I feel. But that temporary amount of happiness is really helpful. That temporary amount of happiness usually outweighs the pain that I feel afterwards. And not physical pain on my scalp necessarily, it's more the emotional pain. Or it's the bald spot that I created in my head. The reason why I have short hair, not the only reason why, but one of the major reasons why I have short hair and why I cut all of my hair off is because of trichotillomania. My hair's been short for about 2 years now, and I keep it short so that it's harder for me to pull it and it's not in my way. If I have bangs on my face, then I'm more likely to pull them. Like in the 9th grade, I used to have bangs, like side bangs, that just like, really pretty, and I curled them up and they would be beautiful. But I pulled all of my bangs out, so I didn't have any bangs anymore. The way that I covered it up was I used hats and scarves and things like that. I wasn't allowed to wear hats to my high school, so I wrapped my hair up in scarves and then told teachers that I had a medical reason for wearing them, and they would allow me to wear them. I got all kinds of questions. Do you have cancer? Why do you wrap your hair up like that? Is your head cold? And then for mostly teachers, they would be like, why are you wearing that? That's breaking dress code. And then I have to calmly explain to them, I'm sorry, but I have a medical condition. And the nurse said I'm allowed to wear headscarves. So it was pretty rough in high school, getting all of those questions and not being able to tell most people what my condition was and why I covered my hair up. A lot of people thought that I was losing it, that I had alopecia or a cancer, and things like that, and I would reassure them that I didn't. But because I was covering up my hair, I was different than everybody else, and that I stood out from other people. Thankfully, I didn't get bullied or anything like that. I'm so thankful for that. But it did make me stand out from the other people, so it was harder for me to fit in. Next, onto my fingers. I started pulling my fingers a couple years ago, a little bit after I started pulling my hair. And I've been, I didn't remember when I started doing this, but I do know that I've been a nail biter like my whole life. So I've always bit my nails. I've stopped for brief periods of time, but for the most part, I've always bitten my nails. So I started biting my skin, and there's a difference there. If you bite your nails, please don't freak out. This is not like you have the same condition and you need to be worried. A lot of people bite their nails. That's not necessarily like, you don't necessarily have a problem. I think it becomes a problem when it starts to interfere with your daily life, and you think it becomes a problem. Like you notice it and you're causing yourself pain or bleeding or scarring or something like that. That's when it becomes a problem. So I would talk to your doctor about that. If it's concerning you, please go talk to your doctor about it. But what I have is I basically, here's my finger. Sorry, my finger is like gross, but here's my finger. And I pick the skin around it and the back of it and stuff like that. I peel the skin off with my teeth or with my fingers or whatever tools I have available. Trigger warning, I have used scissors, I've used clothespins, I've used just any sharp object that I can use to pick up my fingers. And I know that sounds absolutely crazy, but I do it for the same reason why I pull my hair out. It gives me temporary satisfaction to be able to get that little piece of skin that's like coming off of my finger because my hands are dry or for whatever reason. And then I pull it off and I'm like, oh, okay, my hands look better. Because a lot of times I've been self-conscious about my hands for whatever reason. I just don't like them. So I'm like, oh, okay, my hands look better, so they look nicer. So then I feel better. And then right after that, I'm just like, oh, I just pulled my skin off. That's kind of weird. But then I want to feel better again, and then the cycle repeats, just like my hair. So basically, my fingers, it got to the point where I was not only biting my nails, but I was biting the skin around it to the point of bleeding. And then it gets to the point where, you move on. You've got one finger that's bleeding and sore and red, and you don't want to pick at that finger anymore. So you move on to the other fingers. Unfortunately, there's 10 of them. So you move on to other fingers, and then you end up like this. And I'm not going to show you all my scars. That would be disgusting. But basically, it's red. It's extremely painful, bleeding, and the skin that does grow back after you pick at it is calloused and hard and just not something that you want. So basically, that's what my conditions are. The hair pulling is called Trichotillomania. Feel free, I'm gonna put it right here, but feel free to look that up if any of the symptoms ring a bell for you, or you have a friend that does it, or you have a family member, or you think yourself might have it, or you're just curious and you want to be more knowledgeable, which I love you guys for doing that. But and then the other skin biting is called dermatophagia, and that's when you specifically bite the skin around your nails or your toes or other parts of your skin that have thicker skin. And then skin picking, not with your mouth basically, is called dermatillomania. Just like trichotillomania, it just one starts with a derm and the other one starts with trick. So I I just want to share these things with you guys because there's going to be a lot of videos where I have, you know, a bunch of band-aids on, or I'll cut my hair again, and a lot of people ask questions about it in real life, so I figured I'd probably get the questions on YouTube as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and address them now, and refer them to this video if they have any questions. So that's basically it. I mean, if you suffer with any of these things, feel free to, you know, comment below or send me a message or anything like that. I'd be happy to support you. I'm going to be making other videos about my conditions, and more videos about mental health. That was one of the main things I wanted to feature on this channel. So the title is because of mental health, and because of that, I wanted to feature different mental health conditions on my channel to bring forth awareness for those conditions. I hope that this was helpful. Anything, I will link some of the definitions and some of websites below, and also some of my favorite YouTubers that also have trichotillomania or dermatillomania or dermatophagia, anxiety, depression, those kinds of things, different mental health YouTubers. If you guys know any that I don't link below that you want to suggest, by all means go ahead. I'd love to take a look at them, and I'm sure somebody else would too. So please link those down below in the comment section. And remember guys, when things are looking pretty dark, remember always there's light. Bye guys, have a great day.